Hi Libra, welcome. It's Leo season. Feels good. Oh, a straight shot to your season actually in the next few months, which is where we're all going to be evening out, feeling more relaxed as the eclipse energy subsides. What comes through for you guys, huh? Four of Coins, beautiful. Four of Coins is a quality of stability. Sometimes it can be stubbornness, but I think honestly this is a good kind of stubborn for Libra, because I know that with Neptune in the sixth, which is an energy that I keep coming back to, because a lot of the private readings and a lot of the Libras in my life, it's kind of like there's just a lot of wavering. What to do, where to go, which project to work on, which lover to be with. I don't know whether it should be this one or that one. I don't know. And you know what? Honestly, I think there's this quality of like making up your mind. There's this big picture that kind of comes online that I think you've been really waiting for. And that big picture has been working its way into clarity. And now I think that path is pretty obvious. And I know that you have these convictions. Like when Libra sets its mind to something and it has something that it needs to do, it is undeniably focused. And I think that's something that all the Libras are like, oh, thank God. Like, thank God I'm going to be focused. Because where you can normally or very often be focused, the Neptune kind of screws things up a little bit. And, there's this quality of conviction. Feeling compelled to do something, feeling compelled to take a certain path. So be stubborn. I think this is a good stubborn. I also think that there's a resourcefulness coming through as well, meaning you might not have a lot, but this is an indication to get started anyway. If you don't have the whole thing done, it's not perfect, that is okay. We know that Libra likes things to be real perfect, and I know you can be real hard on yourself. It's okay if it's not perfect. I think the universe wants you to take what you've got, use what you've got, and go for it. Oh, all this earth energy is gorgeous. Gorgeous. So focused. There's methodical movement, a sense of faith. You're planting seeds, and you've been planting seeds since April. And you're starting to see things come into clarity. You're starting to see your big picture sort of take shape. And now you know exactly which seeds to plant, because up here you set the pattern a long time ago and everything is coming into a real form. Like you can actually put your hands on it. So this is the epitome of manifestation and law of attraction type of stuff. It's what happens when you put your mind to something and take action to create it. Even if it's a little disorganized at first, or if it's a little bit hard at first, fine, but you still do it. And this is you, I think, starting to see the finish line of when you're going to start reaping the rewards. You have a lot of hard work behind you. Tons of hard work, tons. A lot of credibility, a lot of value. If you're looking for a new job, boom, you're probably going to find one. If you're looking to start a new business, boom, it's probably going to start working for you real fast. If you're starting to find new money or want new money or new relationships, it's like the more and more you focus on yourself, the more and more likely all that stuff is to come chasing you, right? So I love that. Queen of Coins is good for a Libra because it's also a cardinal energy, right? It's also it's like a Capricorn card. And for you, that's fourth house. So, we just had all those eclipses in fourth house. So fourth house, 10th house, your path, your security, your emotional security, and your path moving forward seems to be aligning quite nicely. Maybe not perfect quite yet, but it's aligning. Okay, who's this? Might be a side of you, the side of you that likes to go out and have fun, the side of you that enjoys social activity, traveling, the glitz and glamour. It is, after all, Leo season, and Libra really sparkles in Leo season, right? It's a time to get dressed up all sexy, go out, feel good, feel happy, be with your friends, and all of that. And in so doing, while you have all your awesome stuff going on, oh, I got some stuff on my fingers. While you have all your awesome stuff going on, you become quite attractive to people around you. And I think there might be a fire sign in your midst. This is a card of Sagittarius. It could be Leo or Aries as well. Someone that sees what you have going on and they are all about it. Right? They are all about it. And I think they are pleased to see you succeeding. Be careful, though, that they're not just wanting to ride your coattails, right? This is for you, right? This is for you, 100%. This is for your own peace of mind, your security. Because, Libra is super independent. Cardinals, super independent. You can take care of yourself. You really don't need anybody, right? You really, really don't. And I think that's come online for you a lot. Like if you want that emotional security, you have to give it to yourself. If you want that big career and that big paycheck, you got to make that happen yourself. And, this is the perfect epitome of like when you don't need anybody, here they come. All the people. So make sure that you're being selective. I do like a Knight of Wands for a Libra, but I don't necessarily like a Knight of Wands for a Queen of Coins. I think the dynamic is quite different. This is focused, determined, methodical, purposeful, whereas this is very in and out and flaky. And I just simply don't think that's kind of what you're trying to get away from anyway. So we'll pull out more. We'll clarify that one, of course, for the comprehensive, but let's see what else comes out here. Oh, conviction, right? Standing your ground and knowing what you stand for, knowing what you want, which has been a question for Libra. Libra has been asking me a lot, what's my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing here? What is my plan? What am I best suited for? And I know that eclipses are really pulling that out of you. It couldn't not with 10th house, 4th house activity, especially 10th house, right? It couldn't not pull you in that direction. So whatever it is you've been doing this year or dabbling in or researching, it's probably like your natural gravitation pulling you toward that north node, right? That north node, 10th house stuff. Where is my life going? And I think you just got to own it. You just have to own it. You have to say, okay, this is what I'm passionate about. You sit there and research, I'll use myself as an example. Like, what do I do in my free time? Well, I learn more and more about astrology. I learn more and more about tarot. I learn more and more about healing and Reiki and crystals and meditations and breathing techniques. Like, this is what I do at 10 o'clock at night on the internet, So what do you do at 10 o'clock at night on the internet? What are you researching? What are you looking at? Just own it, right? Own it and just be like, yep, that's me. Because that might be telling you a lot of who you are, who you're wanting to let out of yourself. Who are you wanting to let out of yourself? Now, those of you who are growing a business, let's pull this card back up. Totally separate message. Growing a business, in a marriage, whatever it is you're doing, I often see this as a mentor, business mentor, a coach, spiritual leader, a guru, a colleague that you respect, a parent that you respect, someone who has the things that you are kind of hoping to have for yourself. Now would be an excellent time to reach out to them. I honestly think they respect you very much. They see what you're trying to do. They respect you and they support you. But the good thing about the Hierophant in the mentorship role is they're not personally invested in you. So we can guarantee that their advice is going to be as neutral as possible. So if they give you advice of like, hey, don't do that, do this, most likely it's going to be good advice. They've been where you are before. Okay, they've been where you are. So some of you guys have got someone like that around, use it. I know you have goals. You have goals and you're making your way there steady, super steady. Now, in terms of this Knight of Wands, there seems to be an interesting dynamic going on because the Queen of Coins is looking away from the Knight, but then at the same time, the Knight, you're kind of heading in towards the Knight. So this is kind of how they're situated, which you'll see when I put the cards down. So here she is, where is it? Here she is looking away, but here you are heading in. So there could be some push-pull with this person, whoever it is. Do I want to associate with them? Do I want to be their friend? Do I want to date them? I don't want to get distracted from my stuff, but at the same time, there's something interesting about them. Honestly, I feel like this Knight of Wands is quite irrelevant to your whole story, so don't give them more weight than they deserve. If you're married and in a really stable relationship, this probably is not your significant other. It's probably something else. Something that kind of seems to be buzzing around you like an interesting satellite energy that's almost kind of like a gnat, right? Or a little mosquito. Like you can hear it zzz, and, you know, like where are they? Who are they? And they're just, you can't seem to really quite get it. And yet there's intrigue. There's intrigue. I think it's a distracting energy. I don't think there's solidity there. Like you won't find that emotional security that you really need. You won't find the emotional support that you really need. If you're okay with just having fun, then by all means, go have fun with them because you'll have a blast, but don't get emotionally invested. All right? You're making your way toward the calm, cool waters of the horizon back here. Right? We all know that this boat is going somewhere, and we all know that this boat is leaving this rough, choppy water, and it's making its way into the smooth, glassy water over there. And that's what happens when you operate methodically, right? When you do one thing in front of the other, that's what happens. And I see a wonderful quality of, like, the words that are coming to my mind is lazy productivity. It's like you're still working, but you're not really pushing yourself into accomplishing all this stuff because you know how much value you bring to the table in whatever it is you're doing. You know how much life experience you have. So you know that you already know how to do it. And therefore, there's not this huge learning curve. I don't think that Libra, if I can speak, still Mercury retrograde. I don't think that Libra is feeling like they have this huge thing in front of them. They're just kind of steadily going the course. It's not like you're climbing mountains here. You're just paddling. It's easy. It's not a race. You're just going. That's it. Interesting. Queen of Cups. Coming out, Cancerian, Capricorn. No surprise, we just had the eclipses. You know, you are stepping into your role of like absolute self-sufficiency, taking care of yourself, taking care of your emotions. I know you've worked really hard in breaking all of your bad patterns and toxic relationships and all of that. Like you've done such a good job. And now you have kind of clear open spaces like we just talked about. But you're tapping into two different sides of you, the earth and the water, 10th house, 4th house. And it's like a lot of focus on the home life, a lot of focus on making yourself real comfortable, real cozy. And then also maybe some of you who are working from home, because I know a lot of you work from home too. Libra and Ascendant, Cancer on the 10th. Like, yeah, I know you guys work from home. Just like me. So those of you who are working from home, you're creating a real professional environment. I feel like there's a launch quality of some things. For some reason, I'm looking at this Knight of Wands and I'm seeing that word launch, like he's kind of like launching. So you may be launching some new projects and some new ideas from home. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And I don't see confusion between the home and work. It's like this really beautiful cohesiveness where they each support each other. I don't know. There's the business acumen and the emotional acumen coming through. Honestly, still, we'll clarify it, but I'm not getting a lot of information about him through the other cards. So he's just present, and that's it. There's just a presence, there's a person, there's little things, but nothing substantial. And you're not looking at him, that's for sure. You're definitely not looking at him, which means you're prioritized properly. If you don't feel like you're prioritized properly, this would be an excellent month to get them in order, right? To do the journaling, do the goals, do the task list at the end of the day so you know what you're going to do tomorrow. Like, don't get distracted. Cancer season probably tempted you with distractions, I assume. It's like a lingering effect from that. Work. I think it feels good. You feel good. You feel productive. And you feel like you're accomplishing stuff. You may have started things back in Aries season. Did I say this already? Maybe I already said it. Started things back in Aries season. And now you're starting to put the finishing touches on everything. So like I said, it's like you're really seeing things come into a reality. And it's like that excitement and that kind of adrenaline rush or that feeling of accomplishment. It's going to carry over into new things. I think you opened a door for yourself earlier this year. You really did. You opened a door for yourself, and yet you were hesitant to kind of walk through, but you did. And now that you did, you're like, oh, wow, this is really going to work. Okay, this is really going to work. This is also, if I can pick the card up here, not able to be distracted. Like, there's no way. Like, this person is going to finish their work. Beautiful. The clarity. It's a card of awakening. It's a card of rebirth. It's a card that has to do with I always say it's like the light bulb turning on, where all of a sudden, wow, I really get it. Wow, I really know what this is all about. And maybe part of what it is all about is you putting that Knight of Wands in their place, because maybe this is someone who had a little bit too much power before. Maybe this is someone that you sacrificed your stuff to hang out with them, or you sacrificed your stuff to support them emotionally, and the roles are completely reversing. Completely. It's you. It's Leo season. It's us season. So, and I think you find a great deal of solace. And again, the word peace comes to mind as we have that kind of peaceful horizon there. You've evolved so wonderfully. You really, really have. Like, anyone who's paying attention to the awakening of the world, right? Paying attention to the global stuff, whether it's political awakening, with political issues, things like abortion, immigration, all those kinds of things, or if it's like the diet thing, or certain industries, or environmentalism, like anyone who's paying attention to that kind of stuff, like, you're climbing the ladder of awareness real good. Okay? So in your own personal life, there's really good things happening too. And I think layer by layer, you're starting to see that, I think you're taking the pressure off yourself a lot. You're having more and more faith in your guides and in your helpers, and the more and more faith you put in them, the easier your life becomes, and the more graceful your life becomes, and you start realizing how effortless life can be. Kind of, I'm not trying to like make it all petty or whatever, but life can be effortless if your attitude is right. So some of you are starting to really see that. This Knight of Wands might have been some kind of lesson that needed to be learned, and you're still feeling maybe a Knight of Wands hangover perhaps from Cancer season, but you're also like ready to get over it too, ready to move forward, so optimistic, so wonderful, one step in front of the other though, right? This is not someone who's wanting to bite the whole elephant. This is one bite at a time. Everything about this reading is just one thing at a time. So easy goes it. Let's go ahead and put the camera down. I have a kind of a new little setup, so let me switch the view, get more cards out, start clarifying things that give you more of a story. It'll be good. All right, see ya. Okay, Libra. So here we have the cards. Oh, let's pull out two more to kind of cap off the tarot portion of this. So this is called the 8 Coins Tattoo Tarot. I might use it as like my main set next month because I love it that much. And it's my birthday month, so I'll probably do something a little bit special for myself. So, okay. Ooh, 7 of Swords. And Knight of Wands again. So yeah, this person definitely is buzzing around. They're present. But on one hand, I also like the idea of you adopting the quality of the Knight of Wands too, because the Knight of Wands is real light. You know, we think of Sagittarius with this. Well, what do we think about with that quality? We think of high-level philosophy and intelligence and big picture. We think of adventure and travel and just kind of like being a people person and all these things. So while you have these really solid 10th and 4th house activities that just happened and you're kind of feeling the effects of those now, and you're feeling like you are on board with what you're doing, there's also this like lighten up vibe. Enjoy the process, enjoy the adventure. So while goals are fantastic, if you're not enjoying the process, then what's the point? You know, that's why I was saying that whole thing about what are you doing on the internet at 10 o'clock at night, right? What are you doing? What are you researching? What videos are you watching? Because that is an indication of your passion. It's an indication of what suits you, you know? The 7 of Swords does concern me a little bit though, okay? There's a little bit of a deceitful kind of vibe, which does tell me that if there's a third part or, you know, a different person, not a third party, but a different person, you know, they're being a little selfish, you know, being a little selfish. They're just kind of taking what they can get. They're doing their own kind of thing, and it's like they're in your life and then out of your life. So they're fluctuating. Just let them leave. Honestly, just let them leave, because I think you're so prioritized. Like, you're just so prioritized. That's all. That's all I'm saying. All right, nothing more than that. All right, let's go ahead and pull out some oracle cards. So this is the Untethered Soul deck from one of my favorite books. Some quotes from that book are on these cards, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. This is one of the decks that I use for my morning meditations, actually. You can never see where the Tao is going. You can only be there with it. Ah, perfect for what I just said about the process. You can never see where the Tao is going. You can only be there with it. This is about beingness. This is about the process. So while the goals are really coming into shape, it also doesn't really matter. It's about following your heart. It's about following your passion. It's about doing the things that spark your soul on fire, right? Money will come. I don't see money being a problem for you. Like, this is the ultimate in manifestation. She's got the golden touch, right? She knows that when she puts her hand on something, it's gonna turn to gold. It's gonna be okay. So if you're afraid of taking a risk or starting a venture because of money, I say put that fear in check, because it doesn't have a place at the table, okay? Let's do a wisdom card. Soulmates. All right, well, we'll have to clarify that one. I don't think this is your soulmate. I mean, this person probably is your soulmate in terms of teaching you some things. Maybe there was a quality of that or a hope that maybe it would be. But I honestly don't feel a real strong romantic connection here. Now, this could be an interesting quality though. There could be, maybe this is you and someone else. Maybe I read that wrong, right? Maybe it's you and someone else, and you are working together with something, or maybe you are in a romantic relationship. I love the water earth compatibility, meaning this person is someone that's very, like they want the same things, but they approach it in a very different kind of way. And it complements your way of doing it. I think too, there is a balance. Yeah, there is a balance. And in a way, two of you actually somehow meet in the middle. Maybe this is someone new coming into your life. Maybe it is a water sign. Why do I think this is you so much? Because it came out first. All right. And it's connected with the other first card. Whereas this, it seems to be where you're headed. There may be someone new coming into your path. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, more specifically Cancer. Okay. If that's the case, I love a Libra Cancer relationship actually. Fantastic. So if you do meet a Cancer, give them a second look, you know, allow it to develop. Because there's the emotional security component that comes through that is so important for Libra, right? It is so important. This person clearly not so capable of giving that to you, okay? We'll clarify it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and pull the cards that we'll talk about in the comprehensive. If you want to join me, the link will be down in the description box. What else? That's pretty much it. We'll talk for another 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, so I'll just pull the cards here so you can see what they are. Let's go ahead and see four of... Ah, love it. You really know where you're going. At least tomorrow, right? Ugh. You know where you're going at least tomorrow. Maybe that's all you need to know. Ah, Magician. The ultimate in manifestation. I think there's still conflict going on though, which is very Libra, of the quality of, can I really do it? Oh, you guys, don't even with the Knight of Wands, for real. Don't even bother. Don't even touch them. Oh my gosh, seriously? Yeah, move away as quickly as you can, honestly. Don't waste your time. There is something so much better. So, oh, Hierophant, to clarify the Hierophant. Excellent. Coming out with the Libra card. Ooh, another like moon, right? Cancer, Pisces, very watery. That's where you're going. I think the real battle with Libra and what the main story will be with the comprehensive will be, have you really conquered that part of you that might kind of still be nagging you and saying that maybe you don't deserve it? Maybe that this person, like this good person, really doesn't exist. Is there a part of you that went bitter? It went bitter and cynical, and you are doubting your faith that that person exists. You don't need to doubt. You don't need to doubt. Okay. Honestly, oh my gosh, so many kings. What was this card again? Judgment, interesting. Fact of the matter is whenever someone, oh, I love that one, professionally, great. Whenever someone comes in, this Knight of Wands, you're gonna know exactly what you need to do. Yeah. We'll talk about the Knight of Wands a lot, probably. Because I think that's still the, ooh, it's still the problem, you know? Okay. All right, you guys. this story might take a little bit of an interesting turn. I'm already kind of feeling, not that I'm going to contradict anything, but I'm already feeling some interesting details surface. So if you want to join me, obviously you're more than welcome. If not, then I wish you absolutely nothing but the best for Leo season. Good luck with everything, okay? Take care, all right? Have a good month. Bye-bye.